Tanner White. Thank you for joining the show here today.
What's up, my man?
Guys.
Good. We appreciate you hopping on the show, getting to talk a little bit about major indoor soccer. You know, we had referenced it a little bit coming up, but thanks as always for hopping on here on the National Soccer Network. Wanted to talk about you a little bit quick, though. You're stats and information director for the MLIS Pro, as well as the women's side of things, too. What's that job been like? How's it been getting into the season, and how has the 25-26 campaign been so far?
Yeah, sure. Let's unpack all of that at once. So that's correct. Stats and information director with Major League Indoor Soccer across all of our three properties, MLIS, WMLIS, our women's side, as well as MLISX, our exhibition side that's kicked off this year. Let me tell you something. On the women's side, an incredibly ambitious weekend, as you're going to see a bunch of clips here. Last weekend in Las Vegas, an 8-game round-robin tournament-style kind of weekend. It was absolutely unbelievable. All the boots on the ground there in Vegas made all this happen, along with, of course, the NSN team in the studio. You guys are amazing, and we could not have done it without all of you. That was one of the biggest efforts that I've ever seen across the soccer world. I mean, it was kind of a historic effort throughout all of, indoor soccer in general. And the Vegas weekend there, I've never quite seen something like it. Our commissioner's down there on the ground. He's also in the ownership team with our Las Vegas sides. His host side did really, really well. Had a couple of shutouts, the first couple of shutouts in the history of the women's side of the league in those first 2 games of the weekend. It was positively electric. On the men's side, it's every single weekend, the competition level is just insanity. It almost gets better every single weekend as we go along. Conference standings are tight all around there. And, some of the basic structure of the league, we've got year 4 here for the men's side in MLIS, year 2 for the women's side. That doubled in size on WMLIS from just year 1 last year to year 2, 4 teams to 8 this year. And the talks that we have about expansion every single week, I got to say, in our front office meetings, in our normal league meetings, it's so exciting, guys. The trend is so upward, and it's happening really, really quickly. The things we might be able to cook up for next year are awesome. Plus, like I said, our exhibition league kicked off this year. They're rolling. We got all 3 at once. I stay busy. Don't you worry, guys.
What would you say has generated that momentum in terms of teams wanting to join the leagues?
Yeah, there's a couple of things. There's, of course, competition with other leagues, and everybody's looking for, hey, what's the unifying body of indoor soccer? There's still not quite one of those yet, that one definitive kind of leader of the pack. So we want to be that. We've got that in the back of our minds that, yeah, we think we can be that. And we put this product out on the field. We put this broadcast product out there that we think is fantastic, and we're just killing it, again, with the help of National Soccer Network here and our distribution deal for you guys. And then beyond that, it's just the product on the field is fantastic. People recognize all these games are really competitive. They're really high level. These athletes are unbelievable, and the backgrounds of them. Some have, played some club and some rec here and there, and then they just show up to this professional tryout and they crush it. Some have this professional indoor and outdoor background and have been everywhere and done everything in soccer, and there's everything in between.
So I kind of want to ask a question that you kind of hinted at a little bit there is, how do these players, get to these teams? Is there maybe an academy system? Is it just straight tryouts? Maybe is there some scouting involved?
Yeah, so mostly you have local tryouts at first. It really does start with somebody says, especially with new teams coming in, hey guys, I'm building a team here and we're going to plop it into Phoenix is a great example who you'll see on your screen here. And I got to say, that Phoenix squad absolutely torched everybody in Vegas. They went undefeated on the weekend in 3-0 and huge margins in all those games. Yeah, they were positively scary. They're fast, they're big, they're strong. Allie Moon, the owner, was getting on the goal sheet there. She was blocking shots. So fun to see player owners. And that's another big draw, too, is across the women's side especially, you really have a bunch of player owners. Jessica Kennedy with Kalamazoo is another one. Tanya Chavez with Albuquerque wasn't able to make the trip there to Vegas. But the player owners, they just say, guys, I'm putting a team together. let's host some tryouts at our venue and let's see who shows up and let's talk to everybody that I've met in the outdoor scene. And when it's all said and done, let's put this roster together and go up there and play some games and see how it turns out.
Yeah.
The academy system, I think that it's going to come around. I think that our exhibition league, not saying we're going to go true pro rel. We don't have that system quite in place yet, but it's something that we've talked about, right? Which could be really exciting eventually. Maybe, your exhibition champions, automatic promotion kind of thing. But it is truly more so local level of somebody says, I'm putting a team together, and they contact who they know, and the girls that start showing up contact who they know, and word of mouth and social media and our websites, and people find us and they say, yeah, this looks cool, let's do it.
I think one of the many advantages of indoor soccer as compared to outdoor soccer, not that we want to compare the different types of soccers, but one of the things that I've certainly caught on to, especially covering it, even the MASL is another good example. It's just the high energy, the quickness of the game, the caroms off the walls, all the things that happen that really kind of generate that energy and that momentum and make it a great product to consume. What is it that, in your mind, when you watch the product in front of you, that separates your league from maybe the rest of those? You talked about a couple of different indoor soccer leagues. There isn't really a unified one. What makes yours a little bit different than maybe some of the others?
Man, that's a good question. And there's so many reasons to love it. I've been throughout so many different sides of the league. I started last year as just a broadcaster. I didn't have this front office role. Now that I have stepped in with the stats information director role, I've gotten to see, almost every single side of the league that you can imagine. The uniqueness of our product, I would say, is probably there isn't this tremendous disparity between teams in terms of, some of your
parity.
What are your players coming from, right? What are their soccer backgrounds? There is much more parity between teams, and there's every single night, there's tons and tons of competitive matches throughout the weekend, and you want to tune in every single one. You don't know what the outcomes are going to be. You see upsets pulled all the time, and you see OTs in games that you would have thought, well, this is some team's going to run away with it, this and that. Whenever you think you know what's going to happen going in the weekend, guys, let me tell you, you're just wrong. and I'm wrong all the time here throughout really all three of our leagues. That is fantastic, and I don't know that you see that with every other major indoor league.
You talked a little bit about, the league expanding rapidly, especially adding a whole bunch of different teams. Do you guys kind of keep into, are we expanding too quickly, or, you guys kind of have the right amount, that sweet spot, I guess, almost in terms of expanding?
It is a great question. Again, these are chats that we have every single week in our front office meetings and even in some of our league meetings. If we are able to, practically double our number of teams on both sides, men's and women's sides next year, and add, as many exhibition teams as we can, because we can just continue to slap them into that league there, we are all about it. There become some logistical concerns, right? What's our finals weekend look like? How many games can we even get on our regular season schedule before price starts to really become an issue? What's travel look like? We want to keep geographical pods the most that we can get them, right? So our Midwest teams play our Midwest teams, and the Southwest sticks in the Southwest. There are fair concerns about expanding a little bit too quickly. I don't think we're there yet because we have more room to keep rocking it. And the fact that we already doubled our women's side from last year, lost one club, but added 5 new women's clubs. And on the men's side, went from 9 to 13. And we're still thinking, there's tons and tons of room, and teams that we're talking with around these other leagues every single week that, some of whom have committed perhaps. That's, can't get too far into that, but some have likely are leaning that way. And there's a ton to be excited about. I think that if we do double on both sides, men's and women's sides, I would not be surprised, and still with room for more.
I wanted to work this one in really quickly before we get towards the end of our conversation. You're a power lifter too. So you're a broadcaster, you went to Syracuse, but you also do powerlifting. Is that like an income stream for you, or is that just a hobby on the side? I'm actually watching some of your videos here, and yeah, you can put up some numbers.
This is hilarious. Thank you for not warning me on this, guys. So I dabble from time to time. Perhaps I lift weights. I got into competition shortly after I finished playing college football. I played college football for 4 years at a small little D3 here in Kalamazoo.
Kalamazoo Valley.
And
Yeah.
yeah, right on. Kalamazoo College. But
Or
anyway,
Kalamazoo
once I was
College.
done,
My bad. Whoops.
yeah, it's all right.
Gotta
We
get some
get
more
that all the
Mount
time.
Pleasant people on this show.
Uh, so on that note, as I got into powerlifting, I had a strength coach who, I had finished playing college football, but he said, "Hey, you would probably be really good at this. You should try it." And I thought, well, I don't really know much about this sport. Is it a sport really? Do they compete in it? And then he said, "Well, I know this local gym owner in Kalamazoo there, and he'd probably get you started." I go in there one time and I hit, a squat PR, and then from there I was kind of hooked. And been going to
Yep.
this gym now for a number of years, Raw Strength in Kalamazoo, and have competed a couple of times there. I'm competing in Grand Rapids in May. No, there is not a whole
Nice,
lot of
very
money in it
nice.
yet, but the strength sports commentating that you do see me doing time to time,
Oh.
absolutely love that, and I'm going to continue to rock
like
that
that.
out, and perhaps bring that to the higher ups at some point over here with PMG. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that'd be.
Yeah. No,
that'd
hey,
be
I'm
something.
all in on it. Yeah, I'm all. It's an Olympic sport, so yeah, absolutely, I would do that.
All
That's
right.
awesome.
Then,
A little bit back to the the league, which again, that's amazing. What you're doing,
I
and
suppose if we have to.
I would like to. I'd like to maybe see these strength competitions because boy, I can't lift that much. I lift a couple times a week, but not as much as that. When are the playoffs? How's the playoff format? How does everything play out in terms of the playoffs and crowning a champion?
Yeah, we are so excited about the playoff structure that we've got this year. We were in Cleveland last year, and you happened to see the Cleveland Crunch, one of our most storied teams and team that's been around forever, who
Yep.
was the host team there, and they had a lot of their staff running the events, boots on the ground, and they were runners up on the men's side. Our Chicago Mustangs women's team, they swept everybody. They're still undefeated. Matter of fact, never lost on our women's side. And we said, okay, Cleveland was awesome. We liked it a lot. We had the both semifinals on the men's side there as well as the final, and then the women's side had just a final for this year. Now we say, let's do it even bigger, and naturally that led us to Las Vegas. It's partly a result of our commissioner being located in Vegas there and being part of the ownership, and he had tons and tons of connections. We have a big venue secured there in Vegas, Orleans Arena. And the beauty of this, 7,777 seats, right? I mean, it's Vegas. You got to lean into all of that. So you got the casino,
Awesome.
the resort, all that. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got the casino, the resort, all that attached with the arena. And that's the last weekend of March, the 28th, 29th. You're going to have two semifinals for each men's and women's side. So you got 4 matches all Saturday there, and men's and women's finals on Sunday. That's March 29th. We
Awesome.
are stoked, guys.
Any favorites in your mind? Any predictions on what might happen in the playoffs?
We always think that we know.
Not that
Again,
you
and-
can
and
not
every-
that you can choose sides, but
He
I'll
said
put you on the
don't know.
spot
Even
here.
when you want to know, you don't know.
I know what you mean, guys. Yeah. So I got to tell you, our undefeated sides right now in the North
Mhm.
Conference, you still got Toronto, 7-0. They're putting up big numbers. They got a goalkeeper, Philip Zendelik, reigning keeper of the year on the men's side. And that guy scores goals and he strikes like a striker. I'm telling you. That guy's nasty.
Yeah.
And there's a great chance that we're going to see Toronto there. It'd be, you don't want to say hard for them to miss at this point because anybody could fall apart at any given time. But Toronto in the North, and again, the Cleveland Crunch, they're a powerhouse. They've been around forever. There's a really good chance that they did go up last weekend and lose in Toronto, but you still see them sitting at 6-1. And okay, they're probably not likely to be caught in that North Conference. In the South, Amarillo Bombers, defending champs. They beat Cleveland last year in the final. An OT, no golden goal in the overtime in the final, and that didn't sit right with me. You know what I mean, guys?
Yeah,
I figure we should play golden
Yeah.
goal all the time if we're ever
Yeah.
I
gonna,
think golden
right?
goal's great.
I think yeah,
Yeah,
it's perfect.
I would have loved to see it. It still would have resulted in Amarillo being the champs. Nonetheless, they did beat Cleveland last year. They're 7-0 again to start this year, and it's like, man, we've seen this before. And then that second spot, because you got to be in the top 2 of the conference to make the semifinal, down there in the South, There's some discussions to be had. So we've got Utah in Salt Lake City. They field men's and women's clubs. There's a good chance that you could see either one of them. They sit 4-3 right now with the 12-game regular season. You got to start asking, okay, yeah, if they win out, they're really going to be almost locked in. And then Orlando's actually played 11 out of 12 regular season games already, funny enough. And they, at 7-4 right now, but you have one overtime win where you get just the 2 points, right? They really could have used the last win in regulation. They got one more to tack the 3 points on. If I had to pick one right now, if I'm closing my eyes, throwing a dart, guys, I think give me still the top two. I think Toronto and Amarillo. And I think you're going to get back-to-back champs. You hear it right now, and I know Orlando is going to be upset about it, and Cleveland's going to be upset about it. I'm sure Amarillo's going to clip it, but yeah, I think Amarillo is just that good, leading the league with the fewest goals allowed per game.
Last one here, Tanner. If you could describe this league in just a couple of words, what would it be?
You know something? It's a good thing that we've got a great tagline on our website. You're talking the new era of indoor soccer. Everything we're doing, it's different. It's bigger. Again, our production, fantastic. Our broadcast crews on the ground in each arena, they have done awesome. Our camera quality, the quality of the streams that people are watching, condensing games down. We've got, some full game recaps that certain teams will put together. They're doing awesome and sharing clips on their social medias all the time. You can't watch the games, then nobody's interested. Yep. And frankly, our games just look incredible there. MLIS Pro TV is our league YouTube channel. I put that together. I'm the manager for it, and that's my baby. I geek about it all the time. We are we're hitting it all at once in our stride there on the YouTube channel. Numbers are good, numbers are big, and it just looks awesome.
That's awesome, and we appreciate you stopping by, Tanner, to talk about it. And obviously, we've gotten in on the excitement here on the National Soccer Network, getting to cover the teams over in our area, and continue to do that more and more as the year goes. Best of luck with everything moving forward. Keep lifting those weights. Make sure you get plenty of calories in you, so you don't get injured or anything. And we look forward to having you on the show here moving forward every week.
Hey, Ryan, Nate, thanks so much, guys. Pleasure to be here.
I'm gonna start have to lift.
Yes,
more.
sir.
I'm gonna have to start lifting more just to be able to look a little
get to your level, man.
I hope to motivate. Thanks so much.
Thanks. See you, Tanner.
You're the man. Appreciate it.